Hello everyone. How are we all? I am alive. But at what price? And indeed what cost? Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an interesting one. Well, we're going to be speaking with, and I hope, for the love of God, I get the pronunciation correct. Marcy Reindgen? Yeah. Who is an incredibly brave young woman. We'll go through the story as we go along, but yeah, incredibly brave, wonderful person. Anyway, hello, Renoise Frida. Hello. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the Kevolution. Yes, and I'm going to be talking also with Mix Vivian Wolf in a second as well. I feel like I need a trans voice with me in order to sort of pass out this story. So Viv has agreed to do that with me. So I'll give Viv a ring now and all of that jazz. Let's have a look. Alright.
Hey, what's up, Kev?
Oi, oi, Vivian. How are you?
Oi, 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 oi.
Yes. How are you?
Knackered. It's been absolutely balls to the wall because I'm over in my kitchen. They're starting to redo my kitchen tomorrow. So I've cooked
As a
so much
stick of
food to
poop.
freeze.
Right.
And I'm just fucking knackered. I'm not gonna lie. I've been putting it all in individual little Tupperwares and then put it in the freezer so I can take it out and microwave it while I don't have a stove, you know?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that is very gay.
I like cooking, but I
No,
don't like cooking
that's fair
2 weeks of food for 2 people in advance.
Yeah, no, that is fucking annoying. Thank you to Lord Fritus for gifting a sub first and foremost for helping me financially, but also for reminding me to turn the fucking alert box off because we're going to be talking to. We've got polite company in tonight.
Yeah,
I don't need the distraction.
I changed my avatar and everything,
Did you?
so I'd be more professional. Well, yeah, it used to be just an animated Mothra, but
Oh,
now
now it's a picture of
now
you.
it's my face again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's well. I'm grateful. Thank you.
a minute since it was my face. Yeah.
Sure. I'll add.
I don't think I'm quite ready to go on cam tonight because I've just been at it all day. I haven't had time to like do myself up or anything. But so your choice.
Oh, hang on a minute. Fuck.
What happened there?
So I went to add Marcy, who's the person we'll be chatting to in a sec. Well, it could be anything up to 50 minutes from now, to the chat, and for some reason it put us in a completely different fucking group.
Oh,
I don't know why
yeah.
it did that. That's very strange.
Started a new group. Yeah.
Anyway, but that's So that's what's happening there.
But yeah, no, I'm still a bit of a mess because I've just been at it all day in the kitchen. So your choices for cam tonight are no or cat. Your choice.
Either really. I mean, I'm probably not going to have much of the cam on. I don't think, but I don't know. It depends, because I'm thinking to myself like I don't know if Marcy's going to be on cam because like I don't need to ask that. Like they can if they want to, but I don't want to like whatever. So like if they don't and you don't want to, then I'll just put something on the screen. Put the newspaper
Nice.
story or something, you know.
Right.
Yeah, as a placeholder.
Trans people not being on cam. Name a better duo.
Well, I mean, look, I support their right to do so if they want to, but I don't want to pressure anyone or like even suggest it really, because they could be uncomfortable with that shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it always strikes me like, cause I'm just a fucking schlubby cis guy. I'd turn up like you're lucky if I fucking comb my hair. That's the fucking physical
Yeah.
preparation I put into it. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't.
If I don't at least put a little bit of makeup on and do my hair, I feel like I don't know. I get horrible feels looking at myself on camera. Yeah. So
Fair enough.
it's
Whereas I've just accepted that I'm an ugly cunt and I don't care, which is very
Yeah, you're
it's comforting
bad.
in some respects. There
Yeah.
we go. Um,
Honestly, you're looking better than usual today.
see
I
that's
don't know what it is. Your
see
hair's
that
looking nice.
that's
Yeah.
a dual thing, isn't it? Because it's
Oh,
not
oh,
you
what?
look nice. It's you usually look shit, whereas now you look slightly less shit.
I just mean, like, sometimes you come on and you're not particularly well groomed, but today your hair looks great and
Today I have
you're
been
looking all right.
groomed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be an asshole. You stream every day, pretty much.
You usually look rough as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm
fair point,
trying here. I'm trying.
fair
Okay.
point. No,
No,
no, that's
you look
okay.
quite handsome today, actually.
So no,
You
no,
look
it's
quite
too
handsome.
late now. It's too late. That's I've obviously shamed you into that compliment, and it's too much. No,
What? No,
take
you haven't.
take it back.
No.
Take it
Fuck
fucking
you.
back.
No, I'm fucking leaving it out there. I'm leaving it out there. Dickhead.
Some people.
Deal with it. Be handsome.
So see, that's really
Shitter.
gay. That's so gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, whilst because again, I didn't. The timing could be a bit off. We'll wait for Marcy to appear. Did you see Elon Musk try and be a gamer and fail miserably?
I didn't see it. I just saw a little bit of the fallout. I play Path of Exile too, so it pops up on my timeline from other Path of Exile 2 creators and stuff. I saw people were constantly messaging him that he needs to pay his child support. I saw that.
That's yeah.
That was good fun.
There was some of that going down certainly.
Yeah.
Honestly, some of it was fucking beautiful.
I heard he died on the first boss or some shit as well. Like pro
Yeah, no, it
gamer and
didn't.
all.
It wasn't great. Hang on. How do I fucking share on this? God, it's been so long since I've even used Discord for this sort of thing.
Oh, you use the little button that is a screen with an arrow.
There
Yeah.
we go. Gotcha. Yeah. So, in order to, I don't know, advertise his Starlink wares, he
Mm.
on an airplane, on his private airplane, obviously. He was playing Path of Exile 2, which I believe isn't even the video game he claimed to be the second best in the world at, right? Wasn't that a different
Uh,
game?
no, that is the one that he claimed to
Oh,
be.
is it? Oh, brilliant. So he's
He,
def. So
he
he's
was like, so he's claimed to be the second, like the second or the best in the world at Diablo 4,
yeah,
3.
that's the one I was
Which one
thinking
are we
of.
on now? It's the shit one. Whatever, Diablo 4, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then he claimed that he was like uh top of the league in hardcore on Path of Exile 2. And it turned out somebody else was basically had basically boosted him up there or sold their account to him
yeah,
so that he could play on it.
yeah.
Um
Because
and he was like fourth or something on the leaderboards, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, for Path of Exile 2. And
So
now it's a new season of Path of Exile 2. So he's doing it all over again, but he's trying to do it from the start to prove that he's a mega gamer.
yeah,
And he's
but it
just
didn't really work out for him.
it's not working out. Yeah.
Because he did this live on stream. Now, technically, in a technical sense, the technology worked. Clearly, Starlink is a thing that works and is quite a useful system. The problem is,
Yeah.
Elon Musk is not good at video games or good at being a human being. And
No, he's
people like
terrible.
to reinforce that with him. Quoting from the article. Nevertheless, while attempting to show off Starlink's in-flight Wi-Fi capabilities with onboard his private jet over the weekend, Mr. Musk streamed himself playing some Path of Exile 2 on the hardest difficulty, which was broadcast live on X, the Everything app. The Doge chief, amazing,
Yeah.
predictably terrible at the game, but that was the least of his problems. Less than 5 minutes into the stream, a player logged on and asked Mr. Musk if he could, quote, please jerk off Mr. Trump so he dies of a heart attack. Which,
See,
like,
that one's kind of funny.
that is pretty good. That is pretty
Yeah.
good. It only got worse from there. For the next hour and a half, Musk sat in stony-faced silence and blast techno music, while dozens of users with names such as Elon_is_a_pedophile And Elon
Yeah,
underscore Musk underscore
pedophile.
is underscore pathetic.
With like the double E. So maybe he's very into like child's pissing or something.
Maybe. He probably is, yeah. Repeatedly spammed the chat with, "You have no friends and you will die alone." And you will always feel insecure and it will never go away.
The last one's funny. The first one, the you have no friends and you will die. That is being brutal. That's really harsh.
Yeah,
I almost feel sorry for him.
But it is also true. It just is true.
I hope it isn't. I hope that Elon Musk grows and changes and becomes a better person, a person worthy of love.
Okay. I mean, I personally hope that, much like his friend Hitler, he doesn't.
Wow.
Quote, "Elon, it's me, Ashley St. Clair." That's the person, one of his more recent baby mamas. "I have no other means of contacting you, so I bought Path of Exile 2 early access. Please pay your child support. Thank you, Elon." Said an account pretending to be the conservative influencer currently locked in a custody battle with Musk over their 5-month-old son. While another said his estranged daughter Vivian was right about him being terrible at video games. Some streamers attempted to help Musk out by trying to show him how to mute the chat function. This man's going to take us to Mars. He's definitely going to take us to Mars. The man that couldn't work the fucking mute function on an X-chat. Whilst others encouraged people to buy Tesla and thanked him for his Starlink and Doge. But they were drowned out by a cavalcade of abuse from gamers relishing the opportunity to give a billionaire a piece of their mind. Beautiful.
Wild.
Absolutely beautiful. And in case you were wondering, here it is.
Oh my god, this video.
Yeah. "You ruin the country like you've ruined your marriages."
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Anyone spamming the chat when you get
See, that's the best thing. He definitely read those messages. Because he's literally going through and having to like mute people and stuff. And that will have really hurt him. And that's good.
Like, genuinely, if you want to, you can turn off the chat.
Well, yeah, he doesn't know that, though.
You can just do that, by the way. I'm sure nobody told him that, like, yeah. I mean,
the big brain thinky boy, he's got too many big ideas going on in his head. High level ideas, dare I say.
high level ideas.
That he can't do anything like that. No, he's definitely going to get us to Mars, though. The guy who's currently being trolled by Kekius Maximus on his own stream. Mate.
Very wild.
How is it possible to be this
Kekius
dumb and this ugly? It's a good question.
Oh no. Why is your Tesla company falling apart? What?
From HC John Wick. Nice. And this was going on for like an hour. It had to go through. You are the richest human being who has ever lived in the history of the world. You're on your own private plane. You could be doing anything right now. And you are going through individually as people absolutely abuse you.
To see these. Okay, so look, if you look at the tabs at the top there, okay, you can see local, global, party, whisper, trade, guild, right? Global, which is like just the regular general chat that basically everybody can talk in. I think it's separated into different servers, but whatever. That has been clicked and grayed out so that he's not seeing messages from it.
Right.
So he knows how to do this. Like, he could just click the whisper tab and then not see any of these whispers. He could just click it and he wouldn't have to look at them. They wouldn't be showing up on his stream. But he's like choosing to like sit there, read them all, try and mute everybody.
But this is the thing, right? I think you're right that he wants to see them, but not because he's enjoying it. I think like it's like his version of doom scrolling or something. Like he just can't look
Yeah,
away.
I mean, that has got to be what it's like logging into Twitter as Elon Musk, though, right? You
Yeah.
get like every now and again, there's somebody going, "Elon Musk, we love you for Starlink," and then like
The rest of
and
the
then
time,
there's
it's
just
like people going,
reams and reams of people taking the piss out of him in various forms.
yeah, because even people who politically agree with him think he's a cunt. So everyone's just
Yeah.
absolutely ragging on him constantly. Even
There
Trump's
are
about
so
to
many
fucking
right-wing
fire
email
him.
memes.
Imagine that. Oh god, he
Well,
literally he
that's
went to
the rumblings,
Wisconsin,
isn't it?
spent
Yeah.
tens of millions of his own dollars, wore a cheese hat, and the people of Wisconsin told
Oh,
him to go and
God.
blow his own cock off. Brilliant. Go for it, lad. Amazing. Again,
Well
you are the
done.
richest person in the world. You could be doing anything. You could be doing fucking coke with fucking Miss World or some shit, right? But no, instead, he's scrolling through as people
Instead, you're
go,
doing
I hope you die, you piece of shit.
instead you're doing Ketman and reading hate mail.
Exactly. Absolutely off his tits as people tell him he's divorced. Like, so, but it's good. It's these people need to be fucking told the truth because he's surrounded with yes men. We've all seen how the Tesla people fucking speak to him, right? Oh, your meme game is strong, sir. The fuck are you
God, it's so
talking
silly.
about? Oh, you.
Hello.
Oh,
I think we got a Marcy.
hey.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
Whoopa.
look at that.
Oh,
I like coconuts.
nice. Yes, hello there. Oh God, I'm bound to
Am I
mispronounce
live?
it.
Is this live right now?
We are absolutely
is.
live. Yes.
You're looking great, though, doll. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably introduce you, shouldn't I? This is Mix Vivian Wolf, who is well, explain yourself. Introduce yourself, Viv.
Hi. I'm
Hello.
a random clocky bitch from the UK. That's it.
You're a what?
I'm a random clocky bitch from the UK.
Okay, you're cocky. You do speak a Cockney accent. I can't do
No,
British.
she didn't say Cockney. Bless.
I speak
I
American.
Clocky.
I salute America. Apple pie. Apple pie. Apple pie.
Apple pie's amazing. That's why we
Apple
invented
pie
it.
cigarette. Apple pie cigarette. Rah 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 rah. Eagle. You know.
I do
Yeah.
just want to point out though, she didn't say Cockney. She said Clocky.
Yeah.
Which is a rather different,
Cockney.
a rather different thing.
That's all right. I can be Cockney and Clocky.
That's
All
fair
right.
enough. Yeah. You are the
Yeah.
pearly queen, after all. Yes.
Yeah, I got it all going on.
Yes. Firstly, thank you for joining us, Marcy.
You're welcome. Everyone's very blessed by my presence and how cool and amazing and sexy I am.
Well, this is
Very
is
true.
definitely true.
I'm getting.
Okay. I mean, firstly, I suppose introduce yourself and tell everyone about you.
I'm like an male. Like I'm someone who's big on very much on traditional masculinity, and like a lot of people are. I've been getting a lot of hate online because a lot of people are jealous of me because like this is what peak performance looks like, and it makes them jealous.
You are absolutely the ultimate alpha. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. I mean, firstly, how are you doing? Because you've been through some shit, right?
Yeah, jail was horrible. It was gross. It was scary. I went in there, it was scary. They treated me like I was a criminal, which I guess I am now. And like it was horrible. Like yeah, it sucked. It was really gross. And I cried like half the time. You can see my mugshot. I'm like bawling my mugshot. Like I was crying like half the time, and I prayed some rosaries though, which was good, but you know, like you don't really know what it's like to not have free will until you just don't have free will. And it's like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So I suppose tell your story then. So you are not actually from Florida, I believe. You traveled.
I spent a lot of time in Florida, but I
Yeah.
am not from Florida.
Yeah. So and you decided to challenge the anti-trans bathroom bill in Florida.
Yeah, I decided to be uppity, you know.
Yeah.
They want us to lick the boot. They want us to be really afraid and go away real quiet and go to the bathroom real quiet if we do, or to not do it at all out of fear. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be brazen. I'm going to brazenly use the bathroom, which is very scary to them. It's very scary. Oh, you're looking through my Twitter. That's my Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my mugshot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
there
it.
you go.
That's a great
I actually
mugshot. You look awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's way more
I mean,
evocative than Trump's
you look
mugshot.
sad.
Definitely.
You look sad, but you look pretty.
I look what?
You look sad, but you look pretty.
Yeah, I look sad. He said I look fat. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, but
Imagine.
No,
I kind of look similar
I'm
to that.
Yeah.
My hair looks similar.
Right, yeah.
No,
So,
you look great.
so I mean, I suppose tell us the story that led up to this photograph and how this came to be.
So I'm an emotional person, and it'd be easy to like say that this was a deep philosophical and intellectual decision that I, thought about for years and beforehand. But it was really just like I was really, really upset about these laws, which I've always been upset about since 2023, since they passed. And I've always been kind of scared because I go to Florida a lot. I spend a lot of time in Florida. My family has land down there. I don't want to go too much details about like where and everything, but I spent a lot of time down in Florida, and so like that really upset me. And the stuff with the passports is like crazy that they're trying to make it so we like us changing our passports doesn't bother anyone. They're just trying to be vindictive and petty and shitty and making our lives harder. It is discriminatory. They're making laws specifically about trans people, which is discriminatory. Yeah. And I was just kind of really emotional and upset. The Hunter Schafer stuff kind of I always say the straw that broke the camel's back. And I was like, you know what? Fine. Fuck it. I'm going to write 160 letters to 160. Well, there would be 160 state legislators, but two seats are absent right now. So 158 plus one for DeSantis and one for the Attorney General of Florida, writing saying, hey, your law is stupid. You guys are like freaking, like, listen, I'm a religious person. These people are like fascistic theocrats, though, and they're like shoving their beliefs down on people. And it's like, no, we're not going to take that. You can't just arrest trannies away. We're going to be trans, And so I was like, you know what? Fine. I wrote him a letter saying, I'm going to break your law because your law is silly and stupid. And I'm going to break it. And I know that even you, the people who passed it, in your deepest heart of hearts, you know that what you're doing is wrong. Because in each of us, there is a deeper moral compass that, even when I believe, honestly, even the Nazis, when they were doing what they were doing, at some deeper level, they recognized that it was wrong, even if they thought it was right. Do you know what I mean?
I think they understood there would be punishment for what they did, which suggests that.
No, I mean, but I'm saying the Nazis are like inherently evil. Like it's not subjective. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's nothing inherent. No. Inherently, we're relatively blank canvases that could be painted on by a society and our experiences. Yeah.
I did watch your 22-minute video in preparation for speaking to you tonight, and you said a very similar thing there, and I was really, really struck by, and honestly a little bit inspired by your willingness and your desire to see good in people and to believe that like deep down they're actually, they know what they're doing is wrong, there's like good to them, and that you can appeal to their better natures. Me personally, I'm a little bit jaded. I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the case, but I do think it's very inspiring. I do think it's very cool, and I hope that you don't lose that as you continue on down the road. I hope
Thanks.
you continue to believe in the good in people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
go on. Sorry,
I can see why I'm jaded these days, like given the climate, but I don't know. I really hope is like I've said it before many times. Hope is a theological virtue. I really do. I think everyone despairs these days, but I have hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have hope. I just believe some people are beyond redemption. Reprobate. Okay.
Well, this was sort of the question I was going to ask, sort of on top of that point that Viv was making. You lucky so I watched that video as well, and you did make some interesting points about how even though they hate you, you still love them as like as a human being. And I was wondering, like, and again, I don't want to convince you that you're wrong here. I just want to kind of put it out there. what would they have to do for you to potentially not love that person anymore?
Nothing. There's nothing someone could do to make me ever stop loving them.
Really? So this is, I mean, I presume this is probably part of your religious conception of the world?
Yeah.
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 Because that's an interesting one as well. I mean, not that you can't be trans and religious, of course, but how do you reconcile either the Catholic Church or religion in general and their animosity towards trans people?
I think a lot of people are confusing, sort of American Catholic influencers online who are mainly just these reactionary Yarvin types with like actual Catholics. Because Catholicism historically has been relatively liberal compared to Protestantism, with the exception of being pro life. And I think Catholicism is pretty cool and right about like, I love Catholicism. I think people forget that it's a very liberal religion. And like, if you look at like Dorothy Day and stuff, like I know we see like Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh, who, by the way, Matt Walsh don't act Catholic. He's aesthetically blah. Catholics at least got to have some smells and bells, but Matt Walsh doesn't, he's not aesthetically Catholic, but Michael Knowles is very aesthetically Catholic, but he really is a reactionary, I think, in a lot of ways. And I don't know. I don't really see that him as an accurate representation of American Catholicism. I would look to someone like left-wing Catholic activist Dorothy Day. And it's also important to remember with the Vatican, the magisterium recently released a document saying, that transgenderism may not be a grave sin or maybe even a sin at all if someone has incredibly severe dysphoria, which I did have. I was driven to suicide by gender dysphoria before I transitioned. And I mean, and also like, I don't have to be this perfect person who has everything all together. I'm 20, I can be a messy person, a hypocrite, and I'm still trying to work. And I'm not even, I think a lot of conservatives would have opposition to, well, have had a lot of conservatives are mad at me right now, because, they're saying, oh, you're promoting transgenderism. How do you know it's moral? How do you know it's this? How do you call yourself a Catholic? And I don't even think I could even be considered promoting transgenderism. Like, I'm promoting dignity. That's my belief. That's my philosophy. It's dignity, and I don't think it's particularly moral or Christian to say like certain people don't deserve dignity. I don't think that's Christian. I think it's kind of evil to say, yeah, this group, they should die. They should be in prison because they're transgender. Because I've seen a lot of people on my giving away the ball game. I've seen a lot of TERFs saying, yeah, you're a man, you're not a woman. You should be in jail no matter what. You should get a life sentence. And it's like, that's not about me using the bathroom. They just want to kill us.
Well, there's some very hateful people. And I don't wish to deny the sort of liberal nature of modern Catholicism, and I think that's certainly true. I will just for clarity's sake point out historically Catholicism has not always been very liberal. I think not that I want this discussion to go in that direction. I just wanted to point that out just for clarity's sake, so that I don't get accused of ignoring that point. Anyway, so back to the kind of main thing we joined here to talk about.
Yeah, so you wrote all these letters, right? Did you get any responses for them, or did you just send them and then go down to the Capitol?
See, I didn't, because I sent them in a very short window before, and so I sent them to the address in Florida where I was staying. And so if I did get it, I would have received the letters after the whole incident. So I might as well have not received the letters at all. You know what I mean? Like.
But did you receive any after the thing? Have you received any to this point?
And back at that address since I've kind of gotten out of Florida.
Okay.
I'm just I have a little bit of Florida TSD,
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
And I still love Florida. I think, normal people there are chill. I have experienced more homophobia in Florida, but I really do love Floridians. I have a soft spot in my heart for Florida. I sent the letters, by the way, like right before I went there, like enough time where I knew they'd be sent and received, but I didn't know if they would have enough time to send a letter back, just given like how long it takes to do postage or whatever. Because I sent like a week before, it takes. I sent them from a little bit north of Florida, so it would take a couple days, and then it would take a couple days for them to see it and to write it, and it's unlikely, considering that how quick the date was. It's unlikely that they sent a letter back. I just don't think that.
Yeah.
So you sent these letters, and then you decided to go down to the Capitol.
Yeah. So I was there for spring break, and I was actually going to have breakfast the morning before, but I didn't, and I deeply regret that because it would have been so aesthetic. I wish I had told them I was doing it an hour later, but it was a fun time. Not the jail part, but like the time in Florida. Well, other bad stuff happened. It's a long story, but I drove up the day of because I was like driving home to Chi-Town, and as I was driving, obviously I stopped at Tallahassee, to do this. And honestly, I wrote these letters. I know I did this protest. And in retrospect, everyone thinks, oh my gosh, it's so obvious that you were going to get caught. You were going to go to jail. How did you not think it was a possibility? And I did think it was a possibility, but I don't know. I also operate on the idea of like nothing ever happens. Like I thought nothing was going to happen. Everyone's like, oh, maybe I'm naive, and I am hopeful. But I also kind of think a lot of times they don't even read the letters. I didn't think that the the government officials were gonna like report me to the police, because the way I put it was essentially, if you read my letter to them, which is available online, you can find it online somewhere. It's definitely in a lot of articles. I essentially said that if you do want me arrested, that just means you don't believe that I have dignity, and by getting arrested, that's you're agreeing that's what you believe. And they don't believe I have dignity, I guess, but I do, and I'm going to keep fighting for that. I'm going to keep fighting for the dignity of all transsexuals. I know when I'm kind of made a splash onto the sort of trans scene, and I've been getting some backlash from the trans community of like, you don't know what you believe, you don't, people have attacked me because there was one article that said I was a conservative, and I've said before I'm a centrist, but I honestly, it's more of like than centrism, it's more of just like apolitical, because I just don't think that it'd be a political cause. I think we should have ideological capture on both sides. I think, because I think if we just win the left 100% all the time, we won't win the actual issue, in the minds of most Americans. We need to ideologically capture the rights. And I'm not a rightist per se. I kind of, it kind of irks me a little bit of like, oh, I don't want to suck up to these people who just hate us. But I do think we need to make change within the right. Otherwise, we're going to get screwed over. Because we did have it for a second. There was a time where the Republican Party was kind of getting more pro-LGBT. And then now people are moving away from that. And there's a great, Saul Alinsky talks about, I don't know if you guys have ever read Saul Alinsky. I like him a lot, but he's not the best person. I want to, full disclaimer, I think he's an evil person, just based on stuff in his personal life that I don't approve of. But, he would talk about how he would get shit from other leftist radicals because he would wear a suit and a tie. But he did that because he cared more deeply about the cause and about actually making deep political change and radicalizing people, because he could get away with more in a suit and a tie. And I think this thing is sort of we need capture of the institutions on the left. We need, we need to subvert the right, and I think we can just sit on our hands and say, the right's evil, and just not have a solution. But I think, we should be training young trans people to go into not just left-wing media, but to conservative media too, and sort of subvert expectations and sort of change things within conservatism. And that's not a moral endorsement of conservatism. It's just a reality. It's best to subvert your political enemies. That's how real change happens. If you look at American elections, over the past 100 years, you don't really see a pattern of one party winning more than the other. It's sort of mixed. It's sort of 50%. But we have a we have a reputation in America for being a right-wing country, and it's because the left has been subverted from within by the right. And sort of, in order for the left to win, the left needs to subvert the right from within, and that's not something a lot of people realize.
Yeah, I mean, I have to confess when I read some things about you, well, like shit, it was like a week ago now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like not long after the incident happened. And then like I'm very lefty, okay? I'm I'm in there in the trans Twitters, and um I'm probably more left wing than most people there, to be honest. Um, and so like people are like, oh, this chick's a conservative, this chick's a fucking a Catholic, like this chick's a fucking whatever, right? And I was like, oh man, that sounds kind of like she's a person with some pretty shitty views. And I was like trying to think in my brain, like, how do you marry these things? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
would Blair White do something like this? No, she fucking wouldn't. So I'm trying to marry this picture that's being presented of you with the thing that you did, you know. And then I look at your page, I watch that like 20-minute video, and I'm just like, oh, I fucking get it now. I totally get it. And there's like a couple of things, like I don't want to be patronizing when I say that, you know, you said it yourself, you're only 20 years old. Like, it's okay to be a messy bitch. It's okay to be a little bit hypocritical. It's okay to still be working things out, right? And I completely agree with that. Um, and but also, again, like I said earlier, you you really do have this belief that like people are trying to do the right thing, or at least are good people at heart, and that there's something good there to like appeal to. And I think that, you know, there's a lot of different angles that you can go at this shit to try and help trans people move forward, gain dignity, gain freedom, you know, etc., to be who they are and do what they want to do. And I think we probably will need some people to be doing what you're describing, right? To like soften the right wing towards LGBT people, because half of the time the Republicans are in power, right? So like, what do we want to like gain a few rights under a democratic government and then just get absolutely trashed while the Republicans are in power, and then have to you know, that's just going back and forth and never really getting to where we want to be, isn't it? So I don't wholly disagree with that at all. And yeah, I don't want to be patronizing or say that you're naive or anything like that. I do think that that view is, I think that that view is important and valuable, and I think that we, you know,
Which
having a few people around who believe in the innate goodness of human beings, I think is really, really valuable and helps us more jaded people be a little bit less depressed about the state of things. Yeah.
yeah, well,
And just to be clear, I don't like the state of things. You know,
Yeah,
I have a lot of hope.
Well, you wouldn't have done what you did if you liked the state of things, right? And I do think that what you did was very brave. I think that I think maybe you were a little naive in thinking that you weren't going to be arrested, okay? Because I, you know, from the start, I could see like these people. You said something really poignant in your video, actually. You said when you got arrested, like you looked around at some of the people who were like watching you get arrested, and there were some people who were like really, really happy about it, really joyful about it, right? Like really wanted to see a trans person get locked up and see a trans person have harm done to them. And that's one of the scariest things about this moral panic, is that it really, you know, even if they are super good at heart, like it really has turned a lot of people into like scary fucking monsters who really just do take pleasure in the idea of trans people suffering. And like, how, if you don't mind reliving it a little bit, like how did that feel for you upon the realization that actually you were going to get arrested, and actually there were people who were here who were like really happy to see it happen and kind of baying for blood, really?
It was humiliating. Yeah, I cried like half my time in jail. Um, it was really hard. You know, I
Yeah.
could say, oh, I'm so tough, and I remember some people were dragging my mugshot and being like, "You could have had a really tough, like Rosa Parks mugshot." It's like, dude,
Yeah.
yeah, like, fuck off.
You
I
do it.
was bawling. I was scared. I was being
Yeah.
victimized by the American state because I was an uppity tranny. You
Yeah,
give me a fucking
terrifying.
break. You know, but I also I do want to have to show, you know, people talk about trans joy a lot. I do want to be joyful in this. I think about, you know, the martyrs in the Colosseum. You know, they would dance as the lions ate them, and I think that's really cool. You know, because I don't think I'm wrong here. I don't think I'm wrong for standing up for dignity. So if these people are being crazy and arresting me, you know, they're clowns. You know, it's a clown show. You know, so you might as well kind of, you know, mock them and laugh at them. You know, the systems, the institutions, those with the power. You know, the thing that scares the most always is mockery.
Mm.
Yeah. So, I suppose to the actual story. So you got to the State House in Tallahassee. What happened? How did you go about washing your hands?
I just walked up the stairs and I got there, and like there was like a little mini crowd of people like waiting for me.
So they were
and I was like,
they were expecting you, yeah?
Oh yeah, they were expecting me.
Mm.
You know, and they're like, just so you know, if you use the bathroom, you're gonna. It's actually kind of crazy. They put people. They were like worried of like we gotta prevent her from washing her hands and praying a rosary. They're like, you know, if you use the bathroom, we're gonna arrest you. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I went and used the bathroom.
So
and they arrested.
Yeah. So the police came in and you said something in the video about they gave the option to not be sent to jail or something, but if you promise not to do it again.
Yeah, I would still face prison time. The thing I'm facing right now. But I wouldn't be sent to an overnight jail as long as I promise. You know, it was very much a, you know, you got to know your place. You know, you can't be uppity. You got to know your place. You can't go in the women's bathroom again. And I was just kind of like, ugh, that. And so they were booking me and shit. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I will use the women's bathroom. You don't know. You don't know me. You know. And then they handcuffed me, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, and so they sent you you were in jail for, was it a day and a night or something?
Yeah, I was in jail for like 25 hours because I got arrested. Locked that out and paid it for.
Is that cell with other people or by yourself?
By myself, thank the good Lord. I mean, isolation was really hard and horrible, and the hardest part was not having anyone to talk to or interact with. But being in a cell with a man.
Yeah, that would be terrifying. I've done an overnight. I've done an overnight in jail before, and it's always been by myself. But like American jails, when you see them on the TV from the UK, it's like, oh, this big holding pen, and you're in there on a bench with like some huge dude with gang tattoos, and you're like, holy shit, I hope that never happens to me. You know? Yeah.
Well, the jail was just like the movies. Like I actually said that when I got to like my cell, I was like, oh my god, this is just like the movies. Like there were guard towers, there was barbed wire, there was bars, and there was like those little metal toilets that are really gross, and the whole thing was gross. It was like, I actually think it's no that anyone's there. You know, I think it's, you know, I think you know, a lot of Republicans are more interested in cutting money than treating people like human beings. You know, that's why they got rid of the AIDS thing, because you know more people may die of AIDS, but so what? They're gay. You know, and I think that's kind of, I think that is so. I think the cut to AIDS funding, which has been an historically successful government program, like more than any other government program, really is emblematic of, you know, how, you know, the new right is just kind of, you know, if anything's gay coded, they're just sort of vindictive. If, you know, we're gonna stop it because we don't want those homosexuals.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem like a politics of spite. Like, just how do we hurt these people as performatively as possible as well? It's embarrassing for you as a country. I'm sorry to say. I just think it's really shameful behavior from your government. Yeah.
Hey, don't throw stones, UK.
Oh no, absolutely. Our government's fucking garbage at it as well. Yeah, we're absolutely shameful in this regard too. Fuck West Streeting. We constantly are saying fuck various members of the government over here, aren't we, Kev?
Well, I'm very loyal, so no, I'm a good boy. No, I'm joking. No, fuck him. So, question from the chat. So, the jail you were sent to, was that a male jail, or are they unisex? I don't even know how that works, frankly.
By the way, chat questions coming. I kind of like getting chat questions before. It was a male jail, and it really sucked. I think the good Lord, I never had a male cellmate, but I was in a male jail, and I was in the male block, and it was super weird, I'll be honest with you, and they kept calling me by my dead name, which hasn't leaked, which is amazing. You know, I think it's kind of cool that my dead name hasn't leaked now, because I feel like...
Crazy. I thought it'd be all over the news in seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
have you
it's kind of shocking.
Have you not been able to legally change it, or have you not tried to change it at any point?
I haven't legally changed. I'm in the process of legally changing it, but it's not officially.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, no, you've done extremely well to keep it quiet then. Like, yeah, the fact that this has been in newspapers and things, you would have thought some evil so-and-so would have dug it up, but thankfully not.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because I haven't the official, like, documentation, like, paperwork out there, which I think should not be publicly accessible. I don't think you should be able to publicly look up if someone's trans or not. I think that's ugly, but because it's not out there, there's no public record of me changing my name. Even though I did change my name, it's not legally, but you know, people don't know what my dead name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a day and a night. Sorry, go on then, Kev.
Oh no, I was gonna move on. So you're now facing up to potentially 60 days in jail if convicted. What happens now with your case?
That's for my lawyers. I'm not supposed to talk about some of this stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
that's fair enough. Yeah.
With absolute love, I don't know what's going to happen to me, and I worry about the fact that I am on social media, that it could make me less sympathetic, and I could everything I say could be used against me, and that's very scary.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, as much as you and I both disagree with this law, obviously, it's difficult to think of a more flagrant example of deliberately breaking a law, right? Like you said ahead of time, like, this law's dumb, I'm gonna break it, and then you went and broke it, right? So there is, I think, a real possibility that you could end up facing at least some of this sentence and custodial.
Yeah, they shave our heads, but I'm scared about that.
They shave your head for jail? You did say that in the video, and I was like, is that true? Do they shave everybody's head who goes into prison? Like,
I'll post out soon some link of, like, what happens to Chinese and Ron DeSantis's Florida, but they have, like, things about... They have things about taking us off... They take off our hormones, and put us in mental... We get raped. So that's Ron DeSantis's America. Gotta own the troons! Gotta own the troons!
It's utterly disgusting, and it must be fucking terrifying for you. Are you doing anything to prepare for that potential eventuality? Is there anything you think you can do to prepare for that?
It's gonna hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm just sort of mentally ready. Yeah.
Well, we'll try and send you some letters if it does happen. I don't know if that's particularly helpful, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, I suppose we have to hope that you get a sensible judge who realises that, I mean, not only is it an abomination that this is even a law, but the idea that you would send someone to jail for washing their hands is just absurd in a nation run by a man who is a rapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. The things that people don't go to jail for, and the things that someone might do, it's ridiculousness.
So many people get away with sexual assault. Like, I feel like the way people did Me Too was cringe, but Me Too was 100% right, and I don't think men generally understand how many women are sexually assaulted. Like, I know so many friends who were sexually assaulted and raped. Yeah, it's a big problem no one talks about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you also alluded to earlier, there's been some talk about your political affiliation or where you stand on that, and also some quite frankly disappointing talk as well about how people feel less sympathetic. People who were generally pro LGBT might feel less sympathetic towards you because of your purported conservatism.
I'm not. I want to be very
no,
clear.
absolutely
Like,
no. I'm just it was reported, and so people put it out there as like I think the exact tweet I saw was something like,
I don't understand why. Honestly, it's so weird that like I'm willing to go to jail for the LGBT community, and the LGBT community is mad at me. Like, you know.
Well, again,
people are fucking dumb on Twitter, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
People are very dumb on Twitter. I think you'll find that there will be a lot of people who are extremely supportive of you, and I would urge you to maybe just not pay a huge amount of attention to those voices because they'll just get you down.
A lot of it get in my
support.
Yeah.
No, but the political affiliation thing was interesting. Actually, I saw on your timeline earlier you were like, I'm not political. I'm like apolitical. I believe in dignity or something. I forget the exact quote. And then 3 hours later, you posted, "I think I'm gonna be a liberal now" or something, right? Like, I'm just wondering what happened in that 3 hours. Like, well,
everyone wants to be a liberal, be a big left, and to eventually be a leftist. You know, maybe I'm shifting in the right direction. I don't know. You know, I will say, I wasn't that conservative before I went to jail, but I think every ounce of conservatism has been imprisoned out of my body.
No, reasonable, understandable, for sure.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think there's actually a point to that though. That the experience that I think a lot of marginalised people, trans people included, the treatment they get from conservatives naturally draws them away from that way of thinking. Even if they might have been naturally more economically on board with that or whatever, it drives them away and radicalises them in a way that, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with, of course. But I think you'd imagine conservatives would think long term, demographically, a lot of their older voters will start to die off. That's just the nature of life. That driving a wedge between themselves and younger generations like that probably isn't a long-term winning strategy.
It's not. Yeah. I do think I do have, even though I guess I'm a liberal now. I'm becoming a liberal now. You know, I think I have I think people have genetic predispositions towards political ideologies, and I think I am sort of predisposed just by my personality to be a conservative, just because, like, sort of Burkean conservatism, because I don't like change. I like the things I like tradition. I'm kind of a normie, I guess, is my point. My ideal day would, if I had to go back in time, it would probably be to like the 12th century to be like some like peasant being led through like the blindness by like some priest or something. Like I want to be an illiterate peasant. That'd be fun.
You could be the first trans tradwife e-girl.
Yeah, could be.
Maybe I could.
There's got to be a market for that, you would think, surely. Yeah.
I think that's really interesting, though, and I think for all the people who are like, possibly being negative about you from like leftist camps and from the trans community and stuff, like, the point is, you're, as far as we know, right? You're like the first person to get arrested for one of these bills, and you did it deliberately, you did it defiantly, and all these people out there who are railing against these laws and stuff. You're not one of the radical leftist trans activists, right? Like, you're a regular person who just got fucking fed up, right?
Yep, that's exactly.
So for those people, like, I don't know, you did what they didn't fucking do, and you did it before them, and you may now face a pretty harsh penalty for it. And I think that we should be rallying behind you and supporting you in that, because these laws need to be challenged in every way possible.
I hope it's grown up constitutionally because I think it's deeply unconstitutional and deeply un-American. You know,
Yeah.
I want to go to the back to the America when we would like smoke apple pie and eat cigarettes. That's my America. You know.
Okay, you've got solid
For
memes,
real.
100%. Yeah. So, other than obviously some of that backlash, have the community been supportive? Have you been surprised by that, or how has that been?
I tons of people, and I will say my DMs have been filled, and I am sorry if you're in my DMs and I haven't gotten back to you. I'm trying to get back to everyone. There's so many people DMing me, reaching out with love and support, and I really appreciate that. I really do need the help of the trans community to fight for me because, like, I am just constantly being attacked by TERFs, and like they're just saying really disgusting things about my body, and they're just kind of, it's really, when someone's making some offhand comment on the internet one time, it's one thing, but when people are like celebrating you getting in prison and saying that you should be in prison for life and you should be executed, it's like, this is really scary.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. I've suffered through a couple of different hate campaigns from various people. Are you looking through all of your DMs and messages yourself?
Yeah.
It might be a good idea to have a friend or somebody you can trust, like go through and like filter out the like disgusting hate mail from the stuff that you might actually like to read. Just in order to protect your mental. I'm not trying to fucking talk down to you or tell you what you should do or whatever, but I found that helpful for me in the past. And I think you're gonna need to be as mentally strong as possible for the coming whatevers, right? So that's just a question, I guess. Yeah.
I've thought about that
Yeah.
a little bit of. Well, I've also had friends like recommend tweet ideas for me because I guess I'm a Twitter influencer now, or something. Because I'm not. I have like a couple thousand followers, which is weird to me. My aunt just texted me, "Hey, I saw you on the news." I'm like, "Oh, hi, hello." People keep that weird because I'm like a mini celebrity from this, I guess, and that's not what I thought was gonna happen. Or I mean, I'm not ungrateful, I guess, that I have a voice now. It's rare that people get the platform that I do, but it's just, it's like, this is new, know? And,
Sorry, carry on. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, and yeah, it's also weird. It all feels so weird and surreal. I actually was thinking of, by the way, I'm gonna have to go in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna be late to something, but I'm totally cool with it. I was actually just thinking the other day about like, texting people as a joke, because this is gonna seem really bad, but it's a joke of texting people like, I'm gonna be on the news today, without like filling them in to what I mean.
I don't know. I think you might worry a couple of people with that, possibly.
No, yeah.
Just like, it was weird. It's so weird because like I was like stressed out about this when all the news started first breaking, and I was like talking to like a guy who was like this cool guy who was like adding fruit to the fruit stand in the grocery store, and I was like, yeah, I'm like stressed out because I'm in the news, and he's like, oh yeah, what are you? And I'm like, oh, I was the trans girl who was arrested. He's like, oh, I heard about that. When I tell people about this in person, people like, I heard about that, and it's like they heard about me. Like that's so weird to me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't start a meme coin and do a rug pull. That's not the way to go with it.
Well, I've been called like Haley Welsh before because I am just tweeting and like people are like, you're taking advantage, but I'm gonna go to jail. At least I like to get something out of this,
Yeah,
True. Yeah, that's you know what? Absolutely, yeah. And
well,
plus,
at least you've got a platform and a voice, which is like, you've managed to wrestle some kind of platform from a media that really doesn't like to platform trans voices that much.
Yeah.
So, like,
Absolutely.
that's at least one thing. Yeah.
100%,
Yeah.
and done it in the most sort of brave, the brave way as well. It's not like this is just sort of random luck. You did an amazing thing, which shouldn't need to be done, but that's unfortunately the way that amazing things are done.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If this doesn't, and it like, if this ever ceases to be an issue, I'd probably get out of politics. I guess I'm in politics now, but I don't know. I don't really think of myself as a deeply political person. I just think this is so deeply wrong in a way that, like, there are very few other things going on in politics that are just this deeply wrong. You know, I feel like this is sort of the Jim Crow for trans people, that they're arresting people and imprisoning trans people. Like, that's crazy, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, yeah, it shouldn't be political. You're just being a human. It shouldn't be political, but it's being made political, unfortunately. And you've done, I think, a really noble thing. And I'm genuinely inspired by it. I think it's a wonderful thing. I just hope it doesn't lead to negative repercussions for you.
Yeah.
They might make an example out of me. I don't know.
Well, possibly, or
Yeah.
they should realise that they don't want to make a martyr out of you either. But the authorities,
Yeah.
what's the old thing about the?
You know,
Go on, sorry.
a little bit. I think they already kind of have a little bit, you know, with the jail time that I've already had.
Yeah, exactly. They've look, as described. They've given you a voice that they needn't have done. You know, like they could have. No one would necessarily have heard of you if they hadn't done this. And again, not for something particularly crazy. You went and washed your hands. It's so bizarre that this is the hill they've decided to die on.
Yeah, I'm gonna make them look real bad. I think it makes them look bad to normies. And we've been fighting the wrong battles, the trans community. Like, the sports isn't a winning battle. We might be right on that, you know, but it affects 10 people, and it's just not winning battle for us. We need to be strategic in the battles that we choose, and this is a good battle to choose. This is a hill to die on, because we won't die on this hill. We'll win.
Mm.
Yeah,
Because it's something that affects a lot more trans Americans, is what you're saying, yeah?
Wait, can you say that again? Sorry.
Because it's something that affects a lot more trans Americans, is what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, and it's also just way more palatable. Like this is a lot of public opinion for on an issue is defined by wedge issues, and if we make this a wedge issue, which it is, we can change the public opinion on trans rights by just, like, showing people of, yeah, they're just arresting trans people. Like, that's Trump's America, you know.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people, when I tell people in my life what's going on, they didn't even know this law is a thing. And they're like, what the you know?
Yeah.
Are shocked and horrified. Most people in politics don't know this law is a thing. And, like, I try not to tell too many people about it in my personal life, because I feel weird when I tell them what happened to me, because it's like I get a lot of pity, and I don't like pity, you know. But it is kind of pitiable, and then it's like, oh, this is what happens. This is the country we live in. Like, I don't even think most Florida voters think about this kind of stuff, but this is a real political reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, I think you've got to go now.
Yeah, I do have to go now.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, thank you for doing what you've done, and stay safe.
Yeah.
Have a good day. God bless.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
I like her.
Yeah, no, she
I like her.
She was nice. Yeah. Wow. Well, there you go. That was Marcy Reindgen.
I hope.
Hopefully doesn't go to jail.
It's gonna be okay. Yeah, that shit fucking terrifies me. The idea of going to a fucking men's prison, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like,
yeah,
even 60 days, like 60 days. 60 days is a long time in a men's prison.
Yeah, no shit, man. Yeah, absolutely. Fuck. Yeah, and thank you, Viv, for joining us at this unsociable hour.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry if I talked over you a bit. I just
no, I'm glad, because I was going off track and you.
It.
No, thank you, because I started talking about Catholicism like a cunt. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So thank you for getting us back on track. Yeah.
I just
Yeah. she's only 20. She has full time to go full communist. No, I don't necessarily think
Yeah.
that's going to happen, but
But
who knows?
I mean, I don't even know if she needs to. She's just
Yeah, she's 20,
like
man. Fuck.
I
She got her shit together so much more for a 20-year-old than I ever did when I was 20. For
Oh,
damn
yeah.
sure.
I was serious. I wasn't like patronizing her when I said like, you know, this belief that everybody's got a bit of good in them and that they want to do good. I think that that's really admirable and really inspiring. I've lost it. Okay, I fucking lost it. It's not there anymore for me. I remember thinking like that and being like, and having sympathy and empathy for people who did the most abominable things and thinking, well, if you did something this horrific, it must be because you were in so much pain, right? You must have been feeling so awful to be able to do this horrible thing to another person. And now I see the glee with which people enact horrific violence on other people. And I don't think they're in pain. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that anymore. I think they're actually just really enjoying themselves and they just want to see people they don't like get hurt. And I think that's awful. That's so awful. And I wish I didn't believe that about the world and about people. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I tried to, I don't know, gently probe the issue without, like, I don't want to take that away from someone because there's something beautiful about that. But like
I am so jaded.
yeah, I just there has to be a point at which someone goes beyond a bound that you can't possibly still love that person. That's not like that seems like such a strange thing to me.
For all you people out there who are shitting on her, saying she was a conservative, or shitting on her for being a Catholic when the Catholic Church hasn't historically been the best LGBT people or whatever, like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I kind of made the point during the conversation, but like, she's the one who went out there and fucking did this. She did it for the right reasons. She's just a fucking normie person, 20 years old, getting her shit together. And she went and did this, and she could end up suffering some pretty horrific consequences for it. And I think you need to fucking stop your purity testing bollocks, really, and get behind a trans person.
Yeah, there were
out there for us,
a few tweets that were very, very enraging. Oh, she's a conservative. I care a lot less now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
She's a trans person who stood up and put herself in very real fucking danger for the rest of us. And you should be like, I don't know, not kissing her feet, but you should be at least a little bit fucking grateful for the suffering she went through and the suffering that she may yet go through in order to fight for the rights of all of us. I'm not down with this level of fucking purity testing, especially from people who are sitting behind their keyboards and not fucking doing what she's done and put herself at risk for this. You know?
True. And Viv, yes, no, some love for Viv in chat as well. Viv did well. You did do well. Yeah. There was one point where I wanted you to shut the fuck up. Like, I didn't hit, like, you were going on. But then I was like, I mean, the reason I brought Viv in was to be a trans voice, so it wasn't just a cis dude asking stupid fucking questions. So actually, it's fine.
I just wanted to make a bit of a connection, right? That's all. I was just like trying to forge a bit.
You don't need to explain yourself at all. I was being
comfortable in opening up. Right?
I was just internally being a bellend. It's not a problem.
Yeah, maybe. It's all right. It's always complicated with these things, especially if you have like two people interviewing and. Like, obviously, I'm extremely passionate about this issue, and you are passionate about this issue.
I've never got that impression from you. You always seem very calm.
No, I am a radical
nonchalant.
Absolutely.
Black Aussie, I would say. Talking of people who are blasé about trans rights, No Justice MTG, welcome in. God almighty, what a segue. Yeah, hello there, No Justice MTG. I'm Kevin Logan, obviously, you know who the fuck I am. I'm here with Mix Vivian Wolf.
Hello. Yeah. Just a
Everyone
little
go.
too late to catch Marcy Reindgen.
Yeah, no,
Who we just in.
she's been
Is
and
it
gone.
Rheintgen or Rheintgen? I don't know
I
how to
don't
pronounce
know.
it.
I don't know. I didn't even get
Shit.
to say it.
I feel bad.
I was going to start the interview with, "Is that how you pronounce your name?" But as soon as I said Marcy, she started talking. So I was like, "Okay, just let it
Yeah.
go. Let's do whatever." Yeah, fine.
And she is a little bit messy, but I think she's fucking brilliant, honestly.
She's
I
got
think she's
yeah. There's a
very cool.
kind
Very
of
cool person.
cool kind of valley girl thing going on. No, I'm down with.
I mean, I
That's
wasn't
fine.
even talking about aesthetics. I was just like, she's just very cool. She's got a very cool way of seeing the world. I think it's really, yeah.
Is
I
someone
think it's really
smitten? Hmm.
What?
I said, is someone smitten?
No.
Okay.
I'm very, very loyal to my 25 partners.
True. Nice. Yes. Yeah. You can hit the follow button and all that jazz if you wanted to. You can also, if you wanted to, you can give me money. You can give Viv money, but not on this channel because that's not how that works. But you can go and check out Viv's things. Someone put the Viv's links in the chat. Yeah, you can give me money in the form of bits and subs and all that shit if you wanted to. I don't even have any content for anyone now. That was the interview. This is today's stream. Technically yesterday's stream because it's fucking past midnight.
It is past midnight. I've got to go and take some curry off the stove now.
Yeah,
and
go
then
for it.
I'll put that in Tupperware boxes and freeze it. I'm not looking forward to having my kitchen done, Kev. I'm not looking forward to people coming in and out of my house for 2 weeks. Fuck that. I hate it.
No, that's you know what? That's a good general idea. Yeah, no, it's the people are bad.
People are bad.
That's the
After all that
takeaway.
positivity and people are good at heart and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but she's been gone for like 5 minutes and two
fuck people.
cynical wankers together. Obviously, that's where it was going to end up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Some people are assholes. And some people are cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go do that.
you do that.
But, thank you for this, Kev.
So thank you for coming on. Much love.
It was an experience, and I'm actually really glad that I got to talk to her.
Cool,
So,
cool.
I appreciate it. You have a good night.
You too. Bye. What a time to be alive, people. What a time to be alive. What is this nonsense? Reminds me of bad empanada. What?
Honestly, if you get Donald Trump, perhaps you deserve him. Perhaps the downfall, the suffering, the destruction that he will cause to your country is precisely what you deserve and precisely what the rest of the...
Oh wow, it's the dumb attitude of accelerationism. But who the fuck is this guy? Who invited this Brummy to talk? Accelerationism for other people. I care about the working class, which is why I want poor people in America to suffer at the hands of Donald Trump, so I can get my lay epic memes off, so I can dunk on Voosh. Yeah, Voosh. True. Very serious. Much socialism. Much. Anyway, Paparina. Oh, that is not. These are not dogs anymore. Why are you not showing me dogs? There we go. God, shorts are so rubbish. Just give me puppies or something. There we go. Oh yes, kittens, dogs and kittens. Yes. Things happened. Although I forgot to turn the noises back on. I'll put the noises back on. Hello there, Lily. Welcome in. Everyone go and follow No Justice MTG, by the way. And thank you, Niall, for gifting a sub to Andy Carter. Much love. Happy anniversary. Oh yeah, the 12-year death anniversary of Margaret Thatcher. That is true. Congrats on Birmingham getting promoted. Yeah, technically, mathematically, we were promoted tonight, which is fucking dope. See the link. What link? What is this?
and our entertainment correspondent Colin Patterson is with us. What is the song, and where has it got to?
Yeah, the song is Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, from the 1939 movie The Wizard of Oz. And this has all come about because of a Facebook group formed 6 years ago called Make Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead #1, The Week Thatcher Dies. So they've been planning for this for 6 years, and now their campaign is working. Number 10 in the midweek charts yesterday. I've looked, it's currently #1 on iTunes. Now this presents really difficult decisions for Radio 1, who run the official chart show.
No, not the Queen, Margaret Thatcher. She died 12 years ago. Technically yesterday now, because it's past midnight, but yeah. And honestly, if there's one person we need to remember on a day like today... oh, did I not bookmark the fucking thing? Why didn't I bookmark that? That's so annoying. Hang on. I definitely liked it, because I'm sure I retweeted it, didn't I? Where are we? Here we go. This is this is the only Queen I will ever bow to. Okay.
Do you think she did any good?
Not a bit of good. Not a bit. I put a stake through her heart and garlic round her neck to make sure she never come back.
Isn't that a pretty horrible thing to say when her funeral's going on right now?
Too bad. Too bad.
Do you think she did any good? No.
Too bad. Fuck yes. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Did Kev shout out the receiver and not the gifter? Did I? No, I think I shouted out both. Vicky Clee. Fucking shit stirring. I can see ya.
It's currently sitting at number 10 in the...
Oh yeah, we were doing that, weren't we?
On Sunday nights, and also Capital FM, who provide the Vodafone Big Top 40 to almost 150 radio stations. So what do? Do they play the song on Sunday, bearing in mind that falls between Lady Thatcher's death and her funeral?
Lol.
Or do they...
Too bad!
You know, to accusations of censorship and not play it? Because when you look at it, the song itself...
Hello there, Pippa Tandy. You should hit the follow button. Because it's free. And will make you 19.4% happier. I can't guarantee that was a lie, but you should hit the follow button anyway. Yeah. Kev, are you up for some Soviet Storm tonight, seeing as it's no longer Tuesday? No!
Ladies and gentlemen,
no!
We got him! Victory is ours!
Welcome to the Kevolution.
There's nothing offensive in that. It's only the actions of the people buying it that could be deemed offensive.
What sort of indications are we getting so far about where Radio 1, the BBC, independent radio stand on this? Have they given any suggestion about whether they'll play it or not?
Well, Radio 1 had the midweek chart yesterday where they mentioned it but didn't play it, and they issued a statement saying that the singles chart is a historical and factual record of what the UK public buy. So reading between the lines, that sounds like...
That's not technically true either, because it's mostly manipulated by massive fucking record companies.
Are going to play it on Sunday. Now, Capital FM on their website have the live top 10 iTunes chart. I was looking at it yesterday afternoon at about 2 o'clock. There it was, Judy Garland, #2. It disappeared for the afternoon. So there was obviously talks going on at Capital as to what to do. It reappeared.
Hey, hello, Joe.
It's kind of reminiscent of 1977, the Queen's Silver Jubilee.
Oh,
Sex Pistols.
Oh, suck a dick, man. Oh, I forgot I turned it back on. Oh, that's the worst one. Oh, that's the worst one yet. Fuck. Oh, kill me. Thank you, Tess. Ding dong. Ding dong indeed. And thank you, Scribby, for resubscribing with Prime for 36 months. I don't think I'll get another 36 months because I'm going to be fucking dead soon.
God Save the Queen, which many chart watchers still believe should have been #1, but mysteriously Rod Stewart made it to #1 the week of the Queen's Silver Jubilee. I don't want to talk about it.
Because so many people are going to think,
I don't wanna talk about it.
well, this is insensitive, it's unsavoury, it's, you know, it's inappropriate.
Good.
But as you say, there is a factual matter that people are buying it. So, I mean, what happens between now and when that chart is supposed to be broadcast?
The charts are a democracy. It's the British public who decides what gets in there, what will be #1, what will be in the top 10. So people high up in radio stations will be having big meetings between now and Sunday, because what's particularly difficult for Capital is it's not just the Capital stations, it's all the other stations they provide it to and other...
All right, mate, I don't give a fuck about this anymore. Dutch isn't real. We've been through this, haven't we? I think I've definitely mentioned that Dutch is not a real language. It's not serious. They're a fundamentally unserious nation. The translation for the phrase, "Where is the best gay bar?" "Var is de beste homo bar?" Homo bar. I know you can't see. I was purposefully hiding it so I could do a reveal. I was doing a reveal. I was being dramatic. Homo bar. It's a bit on the nose, lads, if I'm honest.
Let the joyous news be spread.
I'm not playing Ding Dong the Witch is Dead because it is a shit song. Let's not pretend otherwise. It would be a it's a dreadful song. It was fucking hilarious that it got to #1 or whatever, right? That was brilliant. But it's a shit song from a shit film. I'm just putting it out there. It is shit. Anyone who says otherwise is ridiculous. They get there, and it turns out, oh, the Wizard of Oz is just the little guy in a suit. I'd knock him the fuck out. You little prick. We've been on this fucking journey. We've been attacked by flying monkeys. There's been all kinds of crazy shit. And it turns out, oh, he's not really a fucking wizard guy. He's just a little prick. A little prankster man. Okay, little prankster man, I'm going to throw you from this fucking roof, you little cunt. Mocking you down. Oh, I think to end on, I think we've got to have Frankie Boyles on.
Why has Margaret Thatcher been back in the news this week?
She nearly died. Or so I thought. One bloke cheered over there, but there was a headline about her state funeral, so you suddenly go, oh, she died? No, she's fine, and yet we're planning her funeral.
But she was requesting, she's the one involved in the
Is that
planning.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
I've heard
requested like St Paul's or something like that, and no one's, and everybody's going, yeah, of course,
Why
yeah.
does she want
Then we spell your name in fireworks.
I don't
right?
know.
I think it's good, you know, give her a state funeral because a lot of people will want to pay their last respects and a lot more people will want proof that she is really dead. It'll be the first time that the 21 gun salute shoots the coffin.
But what's the point of holding the funeral in London, right? Surely if they held it up north, there would be a much better turnout because there'd all be loads of people in the streets having a party.
How much do you think it's going to cost?
3 million.
3 million.
3 million.
For 3 million, they could give everyone in Scotland a shovel and we would dig a hole so deep that we could hand it over to Satan personally.
True. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking mute, you prick.
What on earth is this?
baffled she is. Yeah. She thinks she still lives there and that she's a cat. She's got surprisingly perky tits for an 81-year-old.
Yes, it is.
Look at those puppies.
It is a surprise.
Fucking let's vote her back in, the dirty bitch.
What does...
I'd never seen that one before. Fucking hell. And of course, the great Sean Locke. His Thatcher bit was very good.
Is it Margaret Thatcher having a state funeral? Apparently.
What do you think? Should she get a state funeral? I don't think it matters whether she has a state funeral. As long as the bitch is dead, that's the main thing. I'd like them to fire her out of a cannon, right, onto the walls of Buckingham Palace so she just splats like that.
Oh, and on that bombshell, everybody. Beautiful. Anyway, thank you all for listening and watching. I think I'll put up the interview as a separate YouTube bit, but I'll fucking edit that tomorrow now. Or today, technically, I suppose. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go and sleep now, because it is 20 to fucking 1 in the morning. Let's find places for people to be sent to. Right. And who's on YouTube's? Left Reckoning. We'll go to Left Reckoning. On YouTube, who is live on the Twitches? Who streams at such ungodly hours? Thank you, Reckoning. Thank you to No Justice for raiding in. Much love. Thank you to the people who joined. Who is? What is a Haps? Hassan is going, but I mean that doesn't really help. Joan Atoms. Yeah, we'll go over to Joan. Oh, Carpe Pax is going. Well, Carpe pops in from time to time, so we'll go over to Carpe Pax. Go and say hello to Carpe and be cool with them, because they're fucking awesome. I'll be back later today, I think. Although I don't know. Or maybe I will, maybe I won't. There's no Prime Minister's questions this week. Because Parliament's in recess now. They did Monday and Tuesday, and now they've got 2 weeks off. Obviously. Might inform you more about the Birmingham strikes and stuff. Because that's happening. Anyway, go and be awesome, and thank you all for listening and watching. Free Palestine. No pass around.